What lengths would you go to protect your spouse or significant other? Well, a woman out of Alabama allegedly lied to protect her husband after a fatal hit and run crash. And well, now both of them are in trouble. Reportedly, Philip Shavers out of Headland, Alabama was driving on a busy highway in Houston County. This was when he struck and killed a pedestrian. Then his wife Karen allegedly lied to the police officers about who was driving the truck when the pedestrian was killed. The incident took place on U.S. Highway 431 in Quincy, Alabama. Quincy is between Headland and Dothan. The victim who was struck and killed has been identified as 33-year-old Matthew Edward Cook. He was from the Griffin, Georgia area, and his family have been notified about his death. So according to reports, the crash happened on Friday night, February 28th. This was when the truck that Philip was driving was said to have struck Matthew, who was reportedly in the median. He was not even walking in the middle of the road, allegedly. I have not seen or read any reports about how or why Philip struck the man if he wasn't in the middle of the road. I don't know if his truck just veered off. I have no clue. I have heard, though, that the man walking was pushing a bike. I have not seen that confirmed. That's just something I've heard, so I want to say allegedly. He was unfortunately pronounced deceased at the scene, though. Philip then fled from the scene of the crash. Well, luckily, the people who witnessed the crash followed Philip a little ways. They got his license plate number to give to authorities. Police then traced the vehicle, the truck Philip was driving, to their home in Headland. Upon authorities arriving to their home, Karen, Philip's wife, initially said she was driving the truck. She claimed she had hit something, but she didn't know it was a person. However, she later admitted to police that she had lied to them to protect her husband because she didn't want it to affect his job. As more details came out and the investigation continued, Philip was arrested. It was said that when police went back to his house, one of the family members allegedly answered the door and said Philip was in bed. I mean, okay, like they're going to come back another day? No. He was taken into custody. He was then transported to a hospital in Dothan for a blood test. They are reportedly waiting on those results. I have not gotten word if he was drinking or driving or anything was in his system. I'm not sure. Both Philip and Karen were booked into the Houston County Jail overnight. Philip reportedly faces charges of leaving the scene of an accident with a death, obstruction of justice, and making a false report. The last I heard, he's being held without bond. Karen has since bonded out. She was charged with obstruction, resisting arrest, and making a false report to law enforcement. This is unreal. I mean, do you even have a conscience if you hit something, a human, a whole human, and then leave the scene? So let me go over a few things really quickly. For those of you who think I'm wrong for reporting on this, because this is from my area, I report crimes of all over the place, all over the United States, all over the world, including my area. This is by far not the first one I've done from my area. Second, don't come at me saying you don't know what you would do in this case, because I dang sure do. First, if my husband hit a whole ass person, he's going to tell the truth. Why? Because I'm not going to leave my daughter without two parents due to one of them lying and being in jail. Not happening. And number two, if I were to have been the one who hit the person, what would I do? I damn sure wouldn't leave the scene of a crash. I'd call police, because let me tell you, I once hit a deer. I thought I had hit a human. I drove down the road a little ways, maybe 10 seconds, freaking out, called law enforcement, then turned around in a median to go back to that exact spot. That was as I was speaking to the law enforcement in order to give them the exact location. I even said the words. These words came out of my mouth. It might have been a person. I didn't see what I hit, but whatever it was big. Thank the good Lord above, it was just a deer, but I turned right back around. Seconds later, I didn't try to get out of it. Again, thankfully it was a deer. My heart and prayers are definitely with all of the victims' loved ones. I pray for everyone that is affected by this and that justice is served. For more true crime, make sure to follow. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe.